Hi, it's Jason here and welcome to onyouryogamat.com. So I've got a very special video for you today, maybe a little bit controversial, and if you want to skip me talking about it, just fast forward about 10 minutes. I'll try and put a little chapter in there for you if you want to just get to the beginning of this Ashtanga Yoga primary series, left side first. Mostly left side first. There's a couple of times where you reverse that, and we're basically thinking of this as the opposite side first. The implications of starting on a different side aren't huge, because obviously in any yoga posture you've got to either do the right side first, then the left side, or in more hatha-based traditions often it's the left side followed by the right side. So I think that's fair enough. You know, you've got to just decide which posture you're going to start with first, which side of the posture. In the Ashtanga, what I have a slight niggle with is the lotus, because to me, when I'm sitting in lotus, like I either decide, or if it was half lotus, right side of half lotus, the left side of half lotus. But if I sit in lotus on this side, to me, this is the right side of a posture. It's like me doing the right side of Vata and Asana arms, or the left side. There's two ways of doing it. So I think it's important now and again just to explore the opposite. So, you know, it's gently getting used to doing the left side of the posture in lotus. There's a couple of other times in the series where, in the primary series, like for example the warrior sequence, when we get to that in a little bit, you'll see that as you exit the warrior sequence, you're kind of coming out on one side in a very particular way. So there's other parts in this series where I think it's just great to explore the opposite. And in the Ashtanga, I think sometimes the way that this right side lotus is explained is that when you put your feet behind your head in Supta Kurmasana, then you are encouraged to do that the left foot first and then the right, as if there's a little bit of a balance there. But unfortunately, I'm not sure who's even doing that. Not everybody can do that. It's only for 5 breaths. But I was curious, and when you sit in lotus in a primary series, I kind of got beyond 60 breaths for postures like, Pindasana, Baddha Padmasana at the end, the upside down lotus in the shoulder stand sequence. It kind of tots up to quite a lot of time sitting right over left. And I think just to have some balance, if you go to an Iyengar class, you do the right side of whatever lotus posture you're doing, and then you'd switch, and then you do the left side. And I think there's a nice balance to this. The choices could be to do what we're about to do today. Now and again, just do completely the opposite. Everything left-right becomes right-left, vice versa. Or sometimes, I've done this before, in an Ashtanga series, the primary series, it does make it a little bit longer, but every time I do right lotus over left, whatever the posture is, then I'll just reverse that and do left over right, just to kind of balance it out. It does make for a longer practice by about 10 or 15 minutes, so you could allow a little bit of extra time for that. What I would say, though, is that this is a traditional practice. So I would be respectful if you're going to a class or you're going to practice Mysore. You don't want to be kind of doing it the other way around, because the teacher will be kind of, they expect the right side and the left side. Maybe they're going to help you with a modification. So if they see you on the right side, that will be your first side. And you don't want to be in a lead class kind of stepping out the wrong way and kind of, that wouldn't be cool. So I think this is just to acknowledge that you could do this series like this from time to time. It's just something to think about, and as always, it's a kind of quite an advanced, practice. So just be really gentle. And if you're an accomplished or experienced Ashtanga yogi, this is going to feel a little bit strange. When you're in left lotus and you're trying to roll around anti-clockwise, it's going to be all over the place. And we'll talk about the different ways of kind of, and the challenges that brings. But that's nice. I think the challenges bring the balance to the practice. So we're going to get started in a moment, but I'm sure there may be some comments that you want to leave below. So that'd be interesting to see those. If you do like this video, please give it a like. And if you would like to subscribe to the channel. And there's plenty of other yoga videos on this channel too, on youryogamat.com. A lot of them are Ashtanga yoga, but there are some Hatha yoga practices, some power yoga practices, recently a yoga for cyclists, so lots to choose from. But if you're interested in the Ashtanga Yoga Primary Series, starting left side first, I'm going to talk you through the whole series breath by breath. I'm not going to use the Sanskrit numbers because I think that will be confusing. You often associate Supta with the right side first, so we're going to completely leave that. I'm just going to talk it through my experience of doing this over the last few years, and I'm sure you'll see that it's still like a little bit of work to do on some of these more challenging movements, and even just being able to sit in lotus on the left side. I think a lot of Ashtanga yogis who do this end up looking like this to begin with because they're just not used to the slight differences in the rotation of the hips. And who knows, if we start doing this and the world spins on its axis the other way around, or the poles get reversed, then maybe it wasn't such a good idea. But my feeling is I think it's appropriate. I don't think there necessarily should be certain postures, that are different from male and females. If you see all of the pictures of the Buddha, he's always sitting in cross-legged, left over right. So there's nothing wrong with this left side of lotus. And to me, just to be clear, it's just balancing out. It's not trying to, switch sides. See what you think. I hope you enjoy it. And let's get started. Okay, here we go. Ashtanga Yoga Primary Series, left side first. Samasthiti, front of the mat. Zip the feet up together, spread the toes, fingers reach towards the ground, palms face in, we're looking straight ahead. We're just going to do a 3 Surya Namaskar A. If you're just kind of getting straight into this practice, just sketching out the first few, just warming up into the sequence. So we inhale the arms up, look up at the palms moving towards each other. As we exhale, we gently fold forwards, maybe fingertips on the mat, or soften the knees, let the head hang. Stay low, extend forward. Look off the front of the mat, straightening the arms. Now I want to just sort of back off here, bend the knees, plant the hands, and just step back. Stepping back with my left foot first, only because I often step back with my right foot just as a little bit of a change, and I'm lowering down. Flick onto my toes, energize the legs. Cobra might then eventually lead into the upward facing dog. Be nice and gentle with the lower back. And then exhale, hips up and back, rolling over. For first, down facing dog. Now obviously Surya Namaskar A, the first A citation, is pretty much symmetrical. So I'm just going to settle into this practice for one breath. Let the head hang. Spread the fingers into the mat behind the head is 2. If you want to soften the knees, in this first one, maybe even just give the legs a little stretch out, you can. 3. As always, very individual practice. Just make it make sense for you. 4. Awareness to the abdomen, gently drawing in. Fill the lungs as you inhale through the nose. Empty the lungs as you exhale is 5. Inhale, head up, a couple of steps. Back to the front, feet together, stay low. Gaze off the front of the mat, straightening the arms. Exhale, nice and easy on these first few forward bends. Just let the head slowly sink down. And then inhale, press through the toes. Float the arms up, gently looking up. And then exhale, Samasthiti, back to neutral. So the second one, inhale, float the arms up. Gently look up. Exhale, folding down, forward bend. Inhale, stay low, extend forwards, full breath in. Once the hands are flat, you can bend the knees. You could jump the feet back to then lower down. If not, you step back. Parallel feet, draw the heels in, press into the toes, lift the chest forwards, upward facing dog, and hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice, easy breathing. Just gently regulate the breath so you're breathing a slightly longer breath in through the nose and out through the nose is 1. Relax the face. It's 2. Gently encourage the heels to move to the mat behind you is 3. Feel the energy spiraling down the arms and out through the fingertips is 4. One more breath is 5. Preparing to inhale, jump or step the feet to the front, the feet close. Extend and lengthen forward, straightening the arms. Exhale, forward bend, head down. Inhale, press through the toes, arms up. Exhale, hands by sides. Doing one more of those. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, extend forwards, staying low. Exhale, jump, or step the feet back to lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog, but any modification that you want to do, no problem. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Easy breathing, wherever we are, whichever posture we're in, 5 effortless breaths. 2, so no stress, no strain. Don't fight with your body, listen to it and be gentle. 3, 4, 5. On the tail of your exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, try and keep looking forwards as you jump a step to the front of the mat, feet close, head up. Exhale, head down, forward bend. Inhale, press through the toes, float the arms up. Exhale to standing. Okay, here we go. Surya Namaskar B. A few extra twists and turns as we bend the knees, sink the hips, inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. And keep the knees slightly bent, nice way of getting the hands flat, then keep lifting the hips and dropping the head. Inhale, stay low. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right heel turns in. So the left foot steps through, bend the knee, drop the hips, inhale the arms up. Exhale the hands either side of that left foot, stay low, step back and lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So the left heel turns in and the right foot steps through as you bend the knee. Just whatever feels comfortable, sink the hips, reach the fingers up as you look up. Exhale, hands flat, stay low, elbows in to go down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here for 1 breath. You may notice your heart rate slightly increased with the extra movements of the B sun salutation. That's obviously normal, but try and just keep the breath steady for 2. 3. Make sure those muscles are picked up above your kneecaps and thighs to keep the legs switched on. 4. Make sure the head is nice and heavy and space across the shoulders. 5. Bending the knees, try and keep looking forwards as you inhale, come to the front, head up, exhale, falling down. Inhale, bend the knees, try and keep them close, sink the hips, reach the fingers up, so you look up, and then exhale, straighten the legs, hands to sides. So 2 more, Surya Namaskar B. Bend the knees, sink down, inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding forwards, hands down. Stay low, inhale, lengthen forwards. Bend the knees, exhale, jump, step back, elbows in, press, try and resist gravity as you're going down. Inhale, parallel feet, push into the toes, lift the chest, upward facing dog. Exhale all the way back, down facing dog, right heel turns in. Left foot steps through, bend the knee, sink the hips, arms up. Exhale, hands down, step back and lower. Inhale, strong legs, upward facing dog. Exhale, all the way back, down facing dog, left heel turns in. Step that right foot through, sink the hips, reach the fingers up. Exhale, hands flat down, step back and lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So, settling into the rhythm of the breathing is 1. Easy breathing. 2, mouth gently closed. See if you can focus in on the gentle swirling sound of the breath. 3. So you inhale and exhale. 4. And 5. Bend the knees. Inhale, jumping or stepping to the front. Head up. Exhale. Forward bend, head down. Bend the knees. Drop the hips. Inhale, arms up for Utkatasana, just a breath. Exhale, Samasthiti, neutral. And last one. Bend the knees, inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, head up. Exhale, jump or step back. Elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down facing dog. Ground back, right heel. Nice step through the left foot. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Step back and lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, grounding back left heel. Inhale, right foot steps through. Arms up, full breath. Exhale, hands down. Spread the fingers, step back, stay low. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Doing great. Hopefully you're feeling the heat building up in the body. It's one breath. 2. Start to feel a little bit of length in the spine here. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, coming through to the front, feet together, head up. Exhale, head down. Bend the knees, sink down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to standing. Okay, so standing posture. Separate the feet about hip distance apart. This is obviously a symmetrical posture, so where you can reach down for big toes, hook with 2 fingers, or ankles will do if that's too far. Inhale, head up, straightening the arms, and exhale, falling down into Padangusthasana. Just relax the neck, let the head be heavy. It's 1. Slightly draw the elbows back. 2. Keep the hips lifting up towards the sky as the head sinks down towards the mat. 3. Face nice and relaxed. 4. 5. Inhale, coming up halfway. I tend to, if I'm doing this one hand at a time, do my right hand first. So just subtle, but put your left hand underneath your left foot first if you do the opposite. Get the hands positioned for Padahastasana. Inhale, head up, and exhale, curving down. So you could think about this practice not necessarily doing everything left side, just doing the opposite of what you normally do. It's 1 breath. Keep the hips lifting. 2. Keep the legs switched on, even if you need to slightly soften the knees. 3. 4. And after 5 breaths, inhale, come up halfway, straightening the arms. Exhale, release the hands, whichever order you want to. Squeeze onto the waist, coming up, and exhale. Feet together, hands by sides. So, Trikonasa, stepping out to the left. So you can turn the left foot to the back of the mat, turn that right foot in a little bit, extend the arms. So you're going to reach to the back of the mat, that left hand going down eventually for big toe, but ankle or shin if that's a little bit too far, and rotate to look up towards your right thumb. So 1 breath. Try and keep the legs nice and active. 2. Try and feel nice and broad across the shoulders is 3. Making sure you can breathe easily. 4. Try and just keep smiling to yourself. 5. Inhale, coming up. Left foot turns in, right foot to the front. Try and stay sandwiched sideways, so you're reaching forward with that right hand and down for the big toe. And then rotate to look up towards your left thumb is 1. Now, different days, things feel different. 2, if you feel your neck's a little bit cranky, just look across to the side. 3, if it's a bit more intense on this right side, you can soften the knee. 4, just continuously adjust and make it make sense for your body. 5. So as we inhale, come up for the slightly more challenging revolve Trikonasa, we're squaring up to the back of the mat. So left foot forward, right foot turns in, hip square to the back, right hip moving forwards to eventually put right hand on the outside of left foot, twisting to the left and extending left arm up. That's 1 breath. Now, any modifications you need to take with that right hand, maybe just on the left leg is fine. 2, you could just look across to the side of the room if you're not looking up towards the left hand. 3, Keep that back right foot grounded. 4. Nice easy breathing. 5. Exhale, look down. Nice way of getting your bearings. Inhale, coming up to the side. Turn, turn, turn. Front of the mat, right foot to the front. Left foot turns in, right hip draws back. Hips square, shoulders square to the front of your mat. And eventually that left hand goes down on the ground. But it could be somewhere on that right leg as you twist to the right and extend right arm up towards the ceiling. And gently look up. 1. Keep pressing back into that left foot behind you. 2. Make sure you're taking steady, even breaths. 3. 4. And after 5 breaths, exhale, look down. Inhale, coming up to the side, feet parallel. Give the arms a nice lift out, relax the shoulders. Back to the front, right foot steps to the front, left foot steps in. Feels a little bit different, hands by sides. Same format for Parsvakonasana and then the revolve posture. It's a wider stance out to the side and then that left foot turns to the back of the mat. Right leg strong, left knee lined up with your heel. Don't let that left knee roll in. Either left forearm in front of the knee, but ultimately this left hand down on the ground and this right arm rotates to reach the fingers to the back of the mat. It's 1 breath. Keep breathing. 2. Try and feel the little toe side of that back right foot pressing into the mat behind you. 3. Gazes to the fingers, but don't crank the neck. Just be gentle wherever you're looking. It's fine. 4. Keep pressing that left hand down. That's where it is to support your left leg. 5. Inhale, coming up. Turning for the right side. Turn that left foot in. Right foot to the front. Sink down briefly in Warrior 2. It's a good opportunity as you sink down to check that right knee lined up. And then when you're ready, whatever feels appropriate, right forearm, right hand on the ground, left hand comes over, fingers reach forwards, palm faces down. It's 1 breath. Easy breathing. 2. Great way of describing these postures is just direction of movement. You don't have to necessarily be doing what I'm doing. Lots of options. 3. Really important just to not stress the body. 4. 5. Inhale, coming up. Left side of Pavrita Parsvakonasana. My advice is getting to Warrior 1 legs on the left side facing the back of the mat. So here you might just be able to hook your right elbow on the outside of that left knee, but ultimately that shoulder hooks and that right hand comes down and you twist this top left hand to reach to the back of the room. It's 1. 2. Try and really feel that back. Right foot grounded. 3. 4. 5. Don't worry if it takes a few extra breaths to get into this posture or out, but come up from the left side to square up to the front of your mat. Right knee bends, draw right hip back, strong back left leg. Briefly Warrior 1, legs on the right side. And you twist left forearm on the outside of knee or the shoulder, left hand eventually down on the mat on the outside of that right foot, and right arm sweeping over. There's 1 breath to reach the fingers forwards. 2, to push the little toe side of that left foot into the mat if you can. 3, don't worry, if you're doing lunge, that's fine, but do try and over time make the effort to bring that heel to the mat. 4, 5. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come up to the side. Lift the arms, back to the front. Feet together, hands by sides. Prasarita Padottanasana, A, B, C, and D. Hands on the waist, step left. Very wide stance. Lift the chest. As you exhale for the A, your hands are going to go down on the mat in a line with the feet about shoulder distance apart. If you need to soften the knees, you can. Inhale, head up, or have the hands slightly in front. Exhale, curving your head down, but really thinking in terms of moving your chest back between the legs. Is 1. Eventually the crown of the head just touching the mat. 2. Don't worry if you're a little way off, just it's more that direction of movement. 3. Just feel the inhale lifts the hips up towards the sky, and the exhale takes the crown of the head closer to the mat. 4. 5. Inhale coming up halfway. Exhale there. Squeeze the hands onto the waist. Inhale, come up. Exhale. B. Inhale, give the arms a nice stretch out to the side. Exhale, squeeze back into the waist. Keep the hands locked onto the waist. Really use a little bit of abdominal strength. Inhale, lift the chest. And from here, draw your chest back through between the legs and let the head hang. It's 1. Don't worry if you're a little bit higher up. Just be happy wherever you are. Just keep breathing. 2. Relax the shoulders. 3. Make sure the weight's not just hanging back in the heels. Really press the toes into the mat. 4. And 5. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, let. Now for C, as I inhale, take the arms out to the side. I always interlace my fingers, if I don't think about it, right little finger on top of left. So behind my back, I'm going to just flick and do the opposite. And I'm going to maintain that bind as I inhale, lift the chest and come over. There's a good chance my arms might be slightly off to one side. I can't tell or see. Just relax the shoulders and breathe. 1. Keep the hips lifting. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, coming up. And doing it the other way around, I notice I'm not quite going as far as I would the other side, so useful to do. Exhale, hands to the waist. Keep the hands on the waist as you squeeze in and inhale, lift the chest. And then symmetrical, exhale, reaching down for big toes with 2 fingers. For the D, inhale, head up, straight arm, straight back. Exhale, curving down. Elbows slightly drawn back towards the legs is 1. Don't let the wrists collapse down. Try and gently pick up on those big toes is 2. Keep the shoulders nice and soft. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, left. Fly hands to waist, squeeze in. Inhale up to standing, and then exhale. Feels different turning on this right foot, stepping in the left foot, hands by sides. Hands in reverse prayer. If you're holding elbows behind your back, you could switch that around from time to time. Maybe an opportunity to do that now. Hands in prayer, obviously symmetrical, but we're stepping to the left and squaring up to the back of our mat. Left foot facing back, right foot turns in, hips pulling to square, hips to the back of the mat. And you can take an extra breath here, or you can just exhale straight down into the left side of Parsvottanasana. It's 1. Soften that left knee if you need to. Don't lock that left leg. Maybe a hair width away from being straight. And exhale your head towards your foot. And don't worry about trying to get your head on your knee. It's 2. 3. Push back into the right foot behind you. 4. If you've got your hands in reverse prayer, press the palms together. And 5. Inhale, coming up, turn for the right side. Remember to not have the legs crossed. Slightly shuffle the feet so you can pull your right hip back, left hip forwards. Keep lifting the chest. It might be different. First forward bend we've done on separate legs. As you fall over this right leg, looking to your toes. There's 1. Strong back left leg to support you in the posture. 2. 3. Try and feel your lengthening your spine along the length of your right leg, taking your head towards your foot. 4. And after 5 breaths, inhale coming up to the side. You can give the arms a quick stretch out if you want, and then getting back to the front, feet together, hands by sides. So Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. So for the left side of the posture, I'm going to glue my right hand onto the waist, and I'm going to bend my left knee, and I can either reach down for the foot or support underneath the knee. I'm going to straighten out that left foot in front of me and exhale optionally to fold forwards for 1. You might prefer to do this standing upright. 2, 3, 4, and after 5 breaths, I'm going to come up, inhale, then you're going to exhale the leg left, and you can look to the right if you wish for 1, 2, 3, 4. After 5 breaths, inhale back to center. Either just exhale up here, or physically you can start exhaling towards that left leg. Then inhale, standing up nice and tall. Fly left hand back to waist. Point toes and breathe. Look straight ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, release. Give the legs a little shake out. Left hand on your waist, right side. You can get straight up into it if you wish, or you can take a modification. If the leg's fairly straight and you feel you can exhale, fall forward, then you can do that for 1. Keep that left leg working. 2. Keep breathing. 3, 4, 5. Inhale up to standing. Exhale, leg goes right, gaze left for 1, 2, face relax, steady breathing as best you can. 3, you're doing great. 4, 5. Inhale back to center. Exhale, just fold in, just even a little bit for a breath. And then standing up tall as you inhale. Point those right toes away. Try not to lean back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, release. Ardha Padmottanasana, left side first. Now you might want to modify into tree. Just be really gentle with your left knee. If you're familiar with the full posture, standing half lotus, left side, and then the right hand going down by right foot. Just be really careful with your knee, that left knee, as you fall down for 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, tree posture on the left side. 5, a great option. Inhale, come up a little bit, soften right knee. Exhale, inhale up to standing, maintaining leg position if possible. Exhale, releasing, left foot down. Right side, I'm going to turn slightly sideways so you can see this. So remember, you can do tree posture here, just hands in prayer, or a little bit further around. Standing half lotus, right side, and then left hand down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Be careful coming up as you inhale. Come up halfway, so just give that left knee a chance to soften before you inhale up to standing. And then you can release that right foot down, hands by sides. Front of the mat then, we're getting ready to do our last 5 standing postures in this warrior sequence. Utkatasana, we take a vinyasa to get there. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, head up. Exhale, jump or step back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down facing dog. Inhale to Utkatasana, jump forwards, feet, knees together, bend the knees, sink the hips. Inhale, arms up. 1. Easy with the neck, but eventually looking up to see thumbs. 2. Challenge here is to keep lifting the fingers up towards the sky, but dropping the hips down towards the mat. It's 3, 4, 5. As you fall forwards, the instruction to inhale up. If you want to have a go, you can do that lift up and jump back, and then move through upward facing dog, downward facing dog. So now, right heel turns in, left foot steps through, bend the left knee, warrior on the left side first. Warrior 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is to feel different. You're going to inhale up from warrior 1, twist and turn. Exhale down into warrior on the right side, facing the back of your mat, but looking up to see thumbs. For 1, keep the shoulders soft. 2, keep sinking the hips down. 3, lifting the fingers up. 4, 5. So from the right side of warrior 1 to the right side of warrior 2, looking over your right fingertips towards the back of your mat is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a different experience to inhale up out of warrior, right side, warrior 2, to exhale to the left side, looking over your left fingers is 1, 2, keep sinking the hips, 3, 4, 5. So here we go. As you put your hands down, it's your left knee that's going to try and stay to your chest as you lift up, and straighten that right leg out behind you as you jump or step back. Something like that, something to work towards. And then inhale, upward facing dog. I mean, that's challenging whichever side you do it on. Exhale, downward facing dog. Coming through, inhale for our first seated posture. So Paschimottanasana. So hands down by the sides. Press the palms down towards the ground, sitting up a little bit straighter. Tucking the chin down to look forwards for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was Dandasana, the preparation for Paschimottanasana. It doesn't have to necessarily be big toes reaching forwards. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, just being gentle with the hamstrings as you curve forwards. Relax the shoulders back as 1. Keep the legs switched on. 2, keep the abdomen gently tucked in. 3, thinking more in terms of moving your head forwards towards the toes and down towards the knees. A couple more breaths. Steady breathing. 4, 5. Inhale coming up. And then whichever wants to be your B variation, could be hands around the sides of the feet. Could go for wrist, just don't overstretch. Inhale, lift the chest, and folding forwards again. 1. Could, if you want to hold the wrist, I always hold left wrist, so could hold my right wrist just for a little bit of change here. 2, 3, 4, 5. And as I inhale coming up, exhale, release. I always tend to, without thinking about it, cross my right ankle over left. So I'm going to do left over right, knees to chest. Inhale up, whatever feels appropriate for your vinyasa as you move back through, jumping or stepping back to inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jumping, coming through for Purvottanasana. So another symmetrical posture. So hands behind the hips, spread the fingers. Inhale, lifting up. Press the big toes down towards the ground, the mat. Gaze eventually behind for 1. If you need to modify this, 2, you can soften the knees, maybe do more of a tabletop variation. 3, 4, 5. Exhale, come down. Another opportunity, left over right maybe for a change. Hands flat, fingers spread. Inhale, up. Exhale, jumping or stepping back. Lowering down for inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So inhale, jumping or stepping through. It's the left side of Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana first. So we're going to gently, any modification you need to take with maybe Janu Shirshasana, of course you can do that. If you're doing the full posture, reaching around, lifting the chest and folding over right leg first is 1. Just be really careful with that left knee. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, coming up, looking to toes. Exhale, release. So my left foot is on top, so it makes sense to keep it there to take my vinyasa. But however you're doing your vinyasas, to move through upward facing dog, press back into the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. So the second side for us today is the right side as we jump through. So gently guiding right leg into half lotus. Again, just being mindful of your knee. Reaching around, taking the big toe. And then left hand could go forwards as you lift the chest. And try and square the shoulders as best as possible as you go down. For 1. Just slightly skimming your gaze, I think, is nice over those left toes. So the direction is forwards. 2, 3, 4, and after 5 breaths, inhale, coming up. Now, we're not doing everything on the left side, so the right foot is on top now, which makes sense to keep it there. Inhale up, exhale, jump or step back, moving through upward facing dog. Exhale all the way back, down facing dog. You could jump straight into this next posture, but you are doing try and work at Eka Pada Paschimottanasana on the left side. So make sure you feel comfortable. If you need to sit up on a block, you can, reaching for right foot, lift the chest and falling forwards. And if you're reaching for your wrist, then left hand takes right wrist here. Is 1. Keep pressing back into those left toes. 2. Keep those right toes spreading up towards the ceiling, slightly moving forwards. 3. Relax the face, relax the shoulders. 4. After 5 breaths, inhale, coming up, looking to toes, exhale. Could be jumping out of this posture on this side, so you're just going to bend this right knee in, take the feet back as you lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down facing dog. Jump straight into the right side if you wish. You don't have to, just your yoga practice, just make it make sense for you. Reaching for the left toes, but do keep those right toes pressing into the mat behind you. Square the shoulders up and evenly folding forwards over left leg is 1 breath. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale coming up. Exhale, release. So you can curve in that left foot, bend the knee, press the hands down, jump a step back, elbows into lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down facing dog. So for this next set of postures, I'm going to do what's traditionally done in reverse. So as I jump through, it's my right leg in front of left as I come through. Makes sense that right leg stretches out and this left foot goes on inside of right leg for Janushasana A. Keep lifting the chest and then folding forwards. Any, grip on that right foot, whatever feels appropriate, is 1, 2, 3, 4. So after 5 breaths, so this was the left side of Janushasana A. So my right foot's going to come and cross in front of left. I'm going to lift up from there, jump a step back and go down. So as I move through upward facing dog, downward facing dog, now it will be my left foot in front of right to come through for the right side of Janushasana. Hand to foot, left foot, folding forwards or reaching around for wrist if that feels appropriate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale coming up, left foot in front of right, hands down, inhale up, exhale, jump a step back and lower down, inhale upward facing dog, exhale downward facing dog, Janushasana B, right foot in front, straightening out the legs. So from A position, you're lifting up onto that left heel into the B position. Try and keep these left toes facing forwards as best you can. Try and square the shoulders up and you kind of fall forward and get this nice stretch down the side of the body. Is 1. If you want to reach around for opposite wrist, you can, or just be happy holding onto the sides of the foot. 2. Try and really feel that connection with that left heel as you're sitting squarely down on it. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, coming up, straight arm, straight back. And then right heel in front, hands down, up, exhale, go down. Inhale, keep the heels drawn in towards each other as you move through upward facing dog, strong legs all the way back. Downward facing dog. So for the right side, left, in front of right. From the A position, try and keep these right toes facing forwards. You're going to lift up. This right knee can come in a little bit, but try and keep the hips as square as you can as you lift the chest and fall forwards. And it feels a little bit further to go here. So if you're not reaching for the wrist, just be happy holding onto the foot for 1, 2. Feeling this nice stretch now down the right side of the torso. 3. Just be mindful of your, falling over your left leg, hamstring. 4. Just keep scanning through the body, making sure everything feels okay. 5 breaths. Inhale, looking up to those left toes. Exhale, release. Left leg in front of right, hands flat, inhale up. If you're getting tired doing these vinyasas, you can skip them out or you could modify them or just, however you get the feet back behind you. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, right foot in front of left. So it's easy as we come through for this right foot to straighten out. Now, obviously, Janusasana C, just be very mindful of the left knee there. The heel is up, so I'm falling over the heel as I reach for right foot. For 1, just take an extra moment to get into this posture. Don't rush anything. 2, or you might be doing some modification. You could be up here, just work on the leg position. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, come up, looking to right toes. Exhale, right in front, hands flat. Inhale, up. Exhale, jumping or stepping back. Or you might just want to switch sides at this point. You don't have to do every single vinyasa. Upward facing dog if you're moving through. Downward facing dog. Left leg could be in front as you come through. So plenty of space here now. Right toes go down, heel goes up. Just be very careful with your right knee and the positioning and the joints falling over. And then exhaling into the posture for 1. So we're on the right side now of Janusasana C. Of course, all of these postures very familiar. 2, just reversing the way we do them. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale there. Draw that left foot in. Just economical to do this. Hands flat. Up. Exhale. Coming down. Moving through. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. So we are still, for the next 4 postures, right foot crosses in front, left knee bends up, Navasana A. So you can take this, left hand in front. If you can get the shoulder in front of the knee, you can rotate, take the bind, press back as you exhale and fall forwards. I'm not going too far into this posture. I'm working on keeping my hips grounded a bit more, so that left hip going down towards the ground, more thinking about my head sort of going down close to that right knee. 3, but I can almost with those Superman eyes still catch sight of my right toes. 4, and after 5 breaths, inhale coming up. It's possible to jump out of this posture, hands flat, inhale up, right leg in front of left, and then go back from there. That's optional, and you might just want to inhale, upward facing dog, take a moment between sides. Exhale, downward facing dog, and then inhale, left leg in front, right foot comes back. Make sure there's a bit of space here. Make sure you're grounding that right hip as best you can, taking the bind, right hand, left wrist, inhale, lift the chest if you want to take an extra breath here, and then curving forwards, but trying to keep that right hip grounded. It's probably going to be slightly off the mat. That's 2 breaths, but try and draw it down. 3, keep those left toes pointing up. 4, nice easy breathing. 5, inhale coming up, exhale there. You can jump up from here if you want, or lift up and then cross the ankles, left foot first going down as you move through, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And then we're coming through for the left side of Navasana B. So again, we can cross right over left, come through. Now this is optional to put this right foot in half lotus. You could put it underneath if you wished as you draw that left foot in. So you're going to reach around, take the bind. So you're going to almost, if you can, push back behind you. Keep lifting the chest. And then as you fall forwards, you could hold opposite wrist. So left hand holds right wrist for 1. Keep breathing. Just be really careful with your right knee. 2, especially as you're folding over this half lotus. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale coming up. So it could be possible to jump out of this posture if you wish. You've got to get your hands down. Inhale up and then rotate forwards and jump or step back and lower down. Then we move through. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So for the right side of Navasana B, left foot in front with the option, you could put this left foot, remember, underneath in half lotus. Just be gentle with this left knee, reaching round. You can take the bind if you wish, whichever, or just, fingers. Keep lifting the chest as you go forwards and breathe. 1, 2, Always press those arms back behind you. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale there. Again, you could lift up from there and jump or step back, but equally, you could just take a regular vinyasa to move through upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Coming through for Marachasana C. So again, right over left, and then this left leg comes into position, right leg extends out in front. As you twist, you're going to try and get your right shoulder on the outside of that left knee and reaching around for the bind. Try and sit up as you twist to the left for 1. Keep that right leg active. 2, almost feels like you're pressing down into the ground with that left foot. 3, so sitting up nice and tall. 4, just turning your torso, don't crank the neck too far back. 5, inhale to the front, right over left, hands flat, inhale, press, jump or step back and go down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Jump a step through, left ankle over right. And then that's easier to straighten out that left leg. Right knee bends up towards the ceiling. And we're twisting to the right now, reaching round. You just take a, whatever bind you can get here, pressing eventually those right fingers down onto that left leg. Sitting up tall is 1. Keep sinking that right hip down to the ground. 2, keep that left leg working. 3, keep breathing, easy breaths. 4, 1 more breath is 5. To inhale, face the front. So left ankle over right. We're going to rotate forwards, hands flat. Inhale, press, jump or step back, elbows in to go down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So Marachasana D. Inhale, jumping or stepping through, right over left. So right in half lotus, like the B variation, except this time we're twisting. So a little bit more challenging to reach around that left knee, take the bind, hands behind, sitting up nice and tall. And just take an extra few moments if you need to get into this. Be very gentle with your right knee. Is 1 breath. Try and feel that left hip drifting down towards the mat. Is 2. Nice easy gaze across and back behind you to the left, and maybe slightly lifting that gaze up. A couple more breaths. Is 4. Face super relaxed, easy breathing. 5. Inhale, facing forwards. You've got that right leg in front, hands flat. You can always, if you wish, especially on these more challenging postures, just take the time, instead of moving through the vinyasa, just to switch sides. If you are moving through, you're coming back from down facing dog to come through with this left leg in front. Option, I mean, of course it could go underneath in half lotus. Going to reach round, left shoulder trapped on the outside of right knee eventually, and whatever feels appropriate to reach round behind you. Sit up as tall as you can and breathe. So just give you a moment to get into this. Right side of Marachasana D, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, facing forwards. Exhale, release. So you can slide this left leg down, knees to chest, hands flat. Inhale, press, rotate forwards, and then taking it back to inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down facing dog. Jumping or stepping through to Navasana. So finding what feels appropriate to lift the chest, extend the arms out in front, looking straight ahead is 1. Keep those toes spread, push the big toes away from you. 2, 3, 4, 5. And for many years I didn't think about it, I was always right over left. So I'm going to balance that out, left over right. Inhale, press, even if you're not lifting up much, just push into the mat. Exhale, down. And then second Navasana is 1. Keep lifting the chest, rolling the shoulders back into the sockets, fingers moving forwards. 2, thighs slightly rolling in. 3, easy breathing. 4, 5. Crossing ankles, eventually hands flat, and you're going to inhale, do a little lift up and down, but pacing ourselves for 3 more is 1, face relaxed, try and smile inwardly. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just to mix things up, I'm going to go right over left this time, hands flat, press. I just find that a bit easier. So good reason to keep doing left over right. Looking straight ahead is 1. Keep those toes spread, push the big toes away from you. 2, 3, 4, 5. Crossing ankles, hands flat, and you're going to inhale, do a little lift up and down, but pacing ourselves. Last Navasana is 1, 2, keep breathing, 3, 4, 5. Crossing ankles, knees to chest, hands flat, inhale, press, and this time we can rotate forwards, jump or step back, elbows into lower down. So you move through upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Now, from this down facing dog, we are moving into Uttanasana. So we're going to jump the feet around the hands eventually, and on top of that, we're eventually going to inhale, cross our left foot over right. So you can just, if you need to modify or just step your feet round, and then once you've had that inhale, jumping around, it's exhale, chin towards the mat and breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lifting up. And then if you are used to this, Bakasana is next. This is obviously symmetrical. Before you jump or step back and lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog, press back into the toes. Exhale, all the way back. Downward facing dog, and coming through to Kurmasana. So this is symmetrical as we inhale, jump the feet around, lower down. Now you can obviously take your modification for this as you slide the heels away from you, hands back behind. More about your chest going down towards the ground, and then eventually you can get the heels off the mat and slightly point the toes. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here, it would normally be right over left, but we, doing the opposite, have to go left over right. You could just work to this position. We're just going to stay down as you would in a traditional primary series and then reach back round for the bind here. So of course you may be taking a modification at this point for 1 breath. Just be very gentle is 2. Easy breathing. 3, 4, 5. Inhale coming up. You can get the hands forwards, press down to lift up, and again exhaling back to Bakasana. And from there, you're going to take it back. So jump or step back, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then inhale, jumping or stepping through to sitting, to sit with your legs for the first time in lotus, left over right. Now this is in preparation for Garbha Pindasana. But if you've not sat in lotus or thought about sitting in lotus left side first, I would just kind of be with this for a few breaths, because as I mentioned previously, you may feel your right knee is a little bit higher up. It's really important you don't force this. So you might just even do half lotus, or maybe just crossing left over right is a nice way in. Now it doesn't specify in Ashtanga Yoga as we reach through the hands, and of course you can reach around which goes first. But as I'm looking down, I can see I've got more space on this right side. I normally actually go right side first because there's more space on the other side. So I'm going to get my left hand in here first. And then, even though it feels a little tighter here, I've got a little bit more space to get my right arm going through. And if I can get to the elbow joint there, then I could be here. So I'm going to hold my face. This is the left side then of Garbha Pindasana for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I'm rolling, and of course you could be rolling just with cross-legged, reaching around. Eventually you've got your kind of fingers on your head, and you're going to roll left. And if you've not done it before, it feels really quite challenging. So we're going to go back exhale, inhale, up, exhale, back. So I'm going to try and start rolling, whoa, to the left. And keep going, nearly came out ground then. You might end up just tilting onto your left side. I almost did that. And then a bit of a mission to get back up out of that. And eventually it's 5 breaths, but obviously I'm taking longer because it's taking me further to get around. Now, I can release the hands slightly. And eventually I'm going up into Kukutasana here. Head up as I breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 breaths. Now I can slide down my lotus, still on the left side obviously. And again, if you feel you can jump out of lotus normally on the right side, you could have a go jumping out on the left side. It does feel a little bit different though. You've got to kind of squeeze it in a bit, but be very mindful of your knees. Hands flat, inhale, press, and then taking it back and releasing as you move through upward facing dog and downward facing dog. And as you come through for Baddha Konasana, it does feel quite nice now to do this symmetrical posture where we bring the heels in. I would like to have a breath or two actually here to just sit up a little bit straighter and then thinking about falling my chest forward and letting the head follow down towards the mat. Not forcing this and breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We inhale all the way up and then curve down for the B. Trying to put your forehead down towards your toes. Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming up from here, we take a vinyasa. As I'm not crossing my legs here, sometimes just come up and keep them uncrossed as I jump or step back. But if you want to cross left over right, obviously, you can move through upward facing dog and downward facing dog. And then again, inhale, coming through, spreading the legs for Upavishta Konasana. So obviously symmetrical again as we reach forwards. For the heels eventually, inhale, lift the chest. Really switch on the legs here. And be careful you don't arch down. Try and curve your chin forwards and breathe. 1. Just taking a nice relaxed grip on the heels. 2, 3, 4, 5. So for the B, inhale, come up, just take a moment there. Exhale, and then you can inhale and lift up, lift the gaze up and breathe. 1, 2, 3, point the toes, keep the legs switched on. 4, and after 5 breaths, hands down, and whichever method of vinyasa feels appropriate to take to move through upward facing dog and downward facing dog. And then Supta Konasana. And again, if you want to jump through and cross your ankles, then you could think about doing maybe left over right to lie down and take the feet over your head and wide and take the big toes. Or you try and feel like you're on your shoulders and switch on the legs and breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, coming up. So you can find that balance point. And then exhale. Just be careful you don't crash the heels down. Exhale, fall forwards. Inhale, come up. Exhale. And just keep reminding myself a few more times. Left over right. Finger spread, inhale, press. Exhale. If you're getting tired, just take it easy with these vinyasas. Moving through upward facing dog. Press back into the toes. Exhale, down facing dog. Coming through then as we inhale for Supta Padangusasana. So as we lie down now, we do change sides. Not fundamentally different, but in keeping with this video, its left leg comes up. Right hand on thigh. Inhale, exhale, sit up and breathe. Just slightly looking up towards the toes as 1, 2, 3, 4. And after 5 breaths, inhale, head down. Then exhale, leg goes to the left. And I'm looking over my right shoulder. There's one. Try and ground this right leg down. 2. Try and think more about your left heel going down towards the ground so you don't twist the foot down too much. 3, 4, 5. Inhale up to center. Exhale, you can touch again. Inhale, head down. Exhale, release that left leg. Shuffle slightly across for the right side as I inhale that leg up. Left hand on left thigh. Exhale, folding up. Just slightly looking up to the toes is 1. Be gentle with the hamstrings. Could be fairly intense. 2. Try and press that left hand down to ground that left leg. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, head down. Exhale, leg goes to the right. Gaze over left shoulder is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale to center. Exhale, fold up. 1 breath. Exhale, head down only. Inhale, head down only. And exhale, release that right leg. Now we're in a position to do Trikonasa, which is symmetrical, backward rolling vinyasa, but you don't have to necessarily do it. If you do it, you're probably slightly at the back of the mat, so you can flick the hands forwards and then just slow it down. But you might just want to rock up, take a vinyasa in the usual way, and move through upward facing dog, down facing dog, coming through. Inhale to lie down for Ubaya Padangusthasana. So exhale, lie down. So again, symmetrical as we inhale, go back, taking toes. Inhale from there, coming up. See if you can find the balance point. Lift the chest, head up, breathe. 1. Try and if you can point the toes slightly. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to continue left over right, knees to chest for my vinyasa. Inhale, up. Exhale, jump or step back and go down. Inhale, press into the toes, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jumping, stepping through for Urdhva Mukha Paschimottanasana. So I'm going to lie down, then I'm going to inhale, take my feet back behind me again, but this time I'm going to take my heels. Take a nice exhale here. You can inhale, rock up, find that balance point, lift the chest, elbows in, and I'm trying to fall forwards, gazing up to toes. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. Inhale, press. Exhale, moving back and through. And upward facing dog, full breath. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, coming through. 4, Setu Bandhasana. So this is a posture where we could talk about the way we cross the arms, because that's the only unsymmetrical bit. Just be careful you don't walk your heels in too much. You're trying to straighten your legs in this posture. Going to lift up. Now, if I don't think about it, my left arm is always in front of my right when I cross. So I'm going to try and remind myself to cross right over left, but I'm going to get into it to this position. That will be that way around, that's it. And then I'm going to inhale and lift up. But you may, if you wish, take a modification for this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, coming down. I'm again in a position to the backward roll, Chakrasana, Vinyasa. I may just rock up to sitting, or sometimes on those days where I don't have quite as much energy, I'm still just lying on my back, waiting for the next posture, which is Urdhva Dhanurasana. So I'm going to jump a step through. Of course, if you want to jump through, sometimes it's nice for this posture to jump through with straighter legs. Let's do 3 rounds. It's obviously symmetrical, so feet fairly wide. Take my hands back behind me, lift the hips, and then lift up. The first of these 3 back bends. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come down, rest on the head. Could walk my fingers in a little bit from here, or depends, you know, it's personal preference. You might want to lift up first before moving your arms. So we're going to go up again for the second one. There's 1. Just try not to let the feet turn out. 2. Make sure your lower back is happy. 3. Most important thing here is to make sure the breath is steady. You don't lose control of the breath. 4. 5. Exhale, come down. So just rest on the top of my head for a breath and then go up. So from here, if I want. Now typically for me, just to get into these habits, I always walk my left hand in first. So I'm going to move my right hand first here and then a little bit further in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, come down. Okay, so as I come down, give my knees a little squish in and move from side to side. Traditionally, let's do it. There's another Trikonasa, it's the primary series. Of course, if you just want to rock up, you can. If we're going back, we're going to move through. And then go down for upward facing dog, down facing dog. And again, after the back bends, I do actually like to just jump through with straight legs, but however feels appropriate for you to come through. Paschimottanasana. Now this is for 10 breaths, so a really nice release. So you can hook onto the big toes. I sometimes like giving my toes a squish here as I lift the chest and go forwards. But if you're reaching round, again, I'd switch that. I just tend to go right hand for left wrist, so I might go again for right wrist with left hand. Just more of a rounded kind of releasing forward bend here for 1, 2, just relax the face, 3, 4, still keep the legs pleasantly active so you feel supported in the posture, 5, very often the heart rate increases in the previous back bend posture, kind of affects the nervous system a little bit, 6 breaths. So you can't really control your heart rate, but see if you can just control your breath. See if you can breathe a slightly longer inhale and exhale. 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, taking a vinyasa. Crossing ankles, hands flat, inhale, press, jump or step back, elbows in to go down, to move through upward facing dog and down facing dog. Jumping or stepping through to lie down for our shoulder stand sequence, Salamba Sarvangasana. Take a few breaths here, coming towards the end of this practice. Just keep the abdomen gently drawn down. Nice, easy breathing. So you're going to move as far through this shoulder stand sequence as feels appropriate for you. So just take it easy. You don't have to do the full thing. I'm going to give you some options anyway. So as you lift up, you're going to instantly support your back. And you point the toes up towards the ceiling. And you're going to breathe. 10 breaths. So that's 1. Make sure you feel that there's no compression on the neck is 2. Face nice and relaxed. 3, keep lifting the toes up. 4, switch on the legs. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to take my legs back to Halasana. I'm going to interlace my fingers the opposite way I usually do. So that's the left little finger on top. Stretch the toes back, push the toes, and then keep the hips lifting for 1. Face relaxed. 2, 3. Really press the forearms down into the mat. 4. If you need to support the back, you can. 5, 6, 7, 8. Padasana. So you're going to drift the knees either side of the ears and give them a little squish in if that's possible. For 1, 2. Ideally the heels touching. 3. Keep lifting the hips up towards the ceiling. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we lift back up to shoulder stand and get ready for Urdhva Padmasana. Now you don't have to do, you might be doing some variations, you don't have to do the full thing. I find it quite easy to do right left, but to do left right it would be like this. And then if I'm doing Padmasana, hands on knees, the knees pressed down, I push up for 1, 2, but you might just be doing half lotus, cross-legged, 3, 4, you may have one hand on your back so you don't roll back, 5, keep breathing, 6, 7, 8, into Pindasana. So I'm reaching around my lotus, but be very mindful of your knees if you're doing this. 1. Now, in left lotus, in my right heel, I can feel pushing in on that left side, just below the ribs, which is actually quite nice. 2, 3, just make sure your neck is happy. 4, no stress anywhere. 5, should be easy to breathe. 6, 7, 8. Then I use the arms and gently roll down into Matsyasana. As I do that, I'm going to lift, put the back of the head on the mat. In lotus, I can hold on to my feet, but if I'm in cross-legged or half lotus, just having the hands on the top of the legs will do. 1, 2, 3. Feels really nice, left leg lotus, half lotus. 5, 6, 7, 8. That was Matsyasana, the fish posture, left side, and now we find a symmetrical version of Uttana Padasana for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the 4th Chakrasana backward roll if you're doing all 4 in this primary series. And then again, hopping the hands forwards, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, preparing to come down for headstand, Shirshasana, where I could, here, I always interlace right over left little finger. I'm going to switch that around. I'm going to then put my right little finger up on top, so don't compress that. You could either put your head into this kind of cup shape. I actually prefer to bring my wrists a little bit closer, making this nice, steady, firm, triangular base. And then I don't have to do, I can do half a headstand, put the crown of my head down, just walking like this, or I could do one leg at a time. If you're going up there for 15 breaths, or you could choose to do this up against the wall, just make sure you feel kind of comfortable. For 1, a lot of the weight is being pressed down into the forearms. 2, so even though the crown of the head is on the mat, it's not pressing down. 3, 4, keep zipping the toes upwards. 5, keep breathing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you need to come down before 15, just go ahead into child's pose. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, half bend for 10. Try and get a sense of legs being parallel to the ground for 1. Keep pointing the toes. 2, keep pressing into the forearms. 3, keep breathing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale up for a breath, all the way up if that's possible. Really press the forearms down, and then slowly down into child's pose. It's coming down onto your knees. Keep your hands traditionally where they are. Put your head down. But if you want to stretch your arms out in front of you, palms down, or hands back behind you, palms up, that's a nice thing to do too. But just relax here. I'm going to stay here for a few moments. It's important not to come up too quickly after the inverted postures, so just sink into the mat. Relax the body. Relax the neck, the shoulders. And then coming up, hands go forwards, jump or step the feet back and go down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jumping or stepping through to sitting, straightening out the legs. So last three postures. If it's not left side lotus, of course it doesn't have to be. It might be sitting cross-legged. If you've not even, if you often sit cross-leg, right leg, just sit cross-leg, left leg, half lotus, full lotus. Now here in Ashtanga, it's quite specific. It's the same, if you did right, left, then left hand goes first, then right. Now we're doing left, right. So I have to go right and then left and see if I can get the bind here. And it feels a little bit further around than before. So I'm just gonna lean in, get hold of my big toes, lift the chest and fall forwards, chin down towards the mat. And if you can't reach round for your big toes, just hold elbows behind back, that's no problem. For 1, just soften the gaze in front of you. 2, 3, if you're in lotus, be mindful of folding over your lotus legs. 4, keep relaxing the face. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. If you could hold on to your big toes as you inhale, come up, and then relax and release. Classic meditative yoga, Padmasana. It doesn't, of course, have to be Padmasana, but back of the hands on the knees, straight arms, sit up a little bit straighter, chin down. 10 steady breaths. Breathe in and out. There's 1, 2, 3. Gently draw in the abdomen, fill the lungs as you inhale. Empty the lungs as you exhale is 4. Try and keep the spine neutral, so keep drifting the hips down, but sitting up straight. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And still in lotus, or if you need to take a modification for Upluti here, final lift, hands flat down, press the mat away from you, lift the knees up, gaze just off the front of your mat. For 1, 2, keep pressing down. 3, 4, 5, a few more breaths to go. If you need to come down, no problem. Of course, 6, just do what you can, keep pressing down. 7, 8, 9, one more breath. 10, exhale, release. If you want to just undo your lotus legs, left over right for our last vinyasa, tilt and weight forward. Just take this nice and easy as you jump or step back up as in. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Going to come through to sitting, and then we're going to lie down and take Savasana. So thanks so much for moving through that left hand side Ashtanga Yoga primary series. I really hope you enjoyed it. Have a well-deserved relaxation Savasana, and I'll see you soon.